I like it, man. That's a new one for us. Welcome everybody. Yeah. It is Tuesday, which means it's time for Weekly Whiskey. We have a great guest tonight. It's going to be a good time. John got everybody pumped up. I'm digging the music there. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. It feels like it's got to be Friday, but here we are on Tuesday. No dice on the Friday part. So
only the second Monday of the week. We're good.
Exactly. Well, I'm pumped to be here. We have a great guest. Like I mentioned tonight, we have a lot of fun stuff going on. But first, why don't we tackle a little single barrel news? If you guys are drinking something great, let us know in the comments. I have a great Warehouse G poured here, actually by our friend Revered 101. This is one of his Russell's selections. And on the selection note, our bourbon news like crazy. We sold 7 barrels over the last 2 weeks, which is pretty crazy. Those moved through. We had a Nashville barrel company. We had 2 new riff. We had the barrel, single barrel, as well as a Woodford. I'm already going soft. I can't remember the number 7. But so this week we're taking off from barrel sell, and next week we'll be back with more. We've got some Riverside Rye, some Blue Note bourbon at Cask Strength, and a couple other goodies. And I think that kind of wraps up. We're coming up in about 3 weeks. Myself and a panel will be back.
The one that we selected last night?
Oh, maybe that's number... No, that's number 8. Okay. Yeah, we selected some Old Elk. We're going to take 2 barrels, a straight bourbon and a wheated bourbon. And we have some wheat whiskey samples on the way. So we're going to try and trifecta out the MGP stocks from Old Elk. But we have 2 barrels I'm super pumped about that are going to drink really nicely. Yancey, I see you. That barrel, single barrel. That's some fun stuff. That barrel's crazy. That might be my favorite of this year. We'll see.
Oh, man, that was definitely a total banger, but not for the reasons that you would expect. It's a very, very cool and crazy pick.
Yeah, and the reviews are starting to hit for it. People are all about it, which I love. People keep letting me know how much they love it and how like different and interesting it is, which is exactly what we went for. So I'm a fan. I think that
let's get this on here. All right. So as Jay mentioned, if you're drinking something cool or if you're drinking something terrible, whatever it might be, let us know in the chat. We'll talk about it one way or the other. So circling back a little bit, yeah, we got a return guest with us tonight. We've got Ron Boehme from the Hunting Dog Podcast. He's gonna join in here. We sent Ron a flight of whiskey to go through. We're gonna do a blind tasting with him, and he's brought his son-in-law along with him, who is a fellow whiskey aficionado. And I don't know, maybe we'll just crack into this. We'll let Ron sort of choose his own path here, sort of choose your own adventure.
I'm into it.
I've coded all these, so he doesn't know what any of them are. And as we go through them, we'll just kind of explore what's going on and see what we get for tasting notes of what these guys think of them. So what do you think, Jay? Should we just pull them in?
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
All right. Ron and Steve, welcome in, guys. Good to see you.
Again, we are not dressed for the occasion. I want you to know that.
Well, we can assume that you're not wearing pants, which is close enough.
Well,
it's one or the other.
I think the important thing is that you wear underwear if you're not wearing pants. So let's not get too excited here. Well, I was doing a lot of chores right up till sunset here, and Steve showed up. He was late. My daughter turned him around for running. You know I was going to throw you under the bus. We got a kind of a garbly audio. Can you guys hear us okay?
You sound great.
Sound great.
Okay. You guys sound a little like underwater, but I can hear you.
It's under whiskey, probably.
So anyway, no, I dragged Steve over for here because as anybody who watched me the last time, I know about that much about any alcohol except Miller Lite. But what I will say is my daughter never used to drink beer till she met Steve. Really?
Yep.
And now they've gone as far as going all the way to Belgium just to go beer tasting.
Beautiful.
So now I don't know. I might have threw him under the bus with the whiskey aficionado, but when it comes to beer, like you could blind taste test him and he'll tell you what's in it. Hey, there's Ben. Perfect. What's going on, Ben?
I love it. That Trappist beer out in Belgium is crazy.
Red Dog Man.
Yeah, very good trip to Belgium.
I'm envious. I haven't made it out there yet.
It's definitely worth it. We stayed in Brussels for about a week and just nonstop drinking. Wake up, drink, drink before you go to sleep. And
all right, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
You guys will fit right in.
I used to be a really big beer guy, and then I got kind of fat. So that's what
Did you turn into a big beer guy?
Yeah, I was a big beer guy that turned into a bigger beer guy. That
whoops
moved into whiskey. But man, I love a good Belgian beer is top notch for me. That stuff's amazing.
I will say that every time he comes over, they bring over anything with a funny name. It's got to be like Old Busthead or 49 Sins or God knows what else. But so when I go to Virginia, I brought him back a whole bunch of beer. Where was that from?
Aslan.
Oh shit, yeah.
You enjoyed it.
Bingo, 3-notched. Yeah.
And I have in the last year learned to love, what would you call that beer I like? Like a Perrin. What is that considered?
Well, you like black ales, browns,
wheat.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't have like a peach in it or something.
Hefeweizens.
Yeah. Hefeweizen. So my palate, it may not be ready for whiskey, but it is really improving in the beer department.
All right.
Okay. Expanding your horizons is good enough for us.
Right. By the time I'm my age, I might be able to figure it out.
I think you'll have it put together by then.
Yeah.
So what are you guys going to pour first here?
I don't know. Let me see what Steve's in charge over here. What do you got? What's the number on it?
This is 24.
Number 24.
24.
Is the bottle dark or is the whiskey dark?
Yeah, that's just a brown bottle.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pour that out however you choose.
All right. Now, when you say Whiskey Weekly, whiskey's whiskey, bourbon's bourbon, right? Scotch is scotch. Am I getting that right?
Well, you're definitely right in that they are their own categories. They're all whiskey, but they are subcategories within the whiskey world.
Look at that fancy.
So you got the Norland glasses and everything. I like it.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
Looking good.
I had to class it up here because I heard Ron was drinking out of a coffee mug,
Oh man, you should have seen it. I sent him a nice discontinued Wild Turkey Fantail, and I think he was drinking it out of a boot last time.
Well, I've been wearing Red Wing boots for a long time. So right off the bat, I can tell you it's not bothering my nose at all. Like a lot of
That's
stuff,
good start.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, So what's the procedure here when you're?
Well,
you don't shoot it.
You can, but
I wouldn't.
Isn't
be ill-advised.
Because I don't know. I'm picking up like fruitiness on the nose.
Yeah. So you're doing it right. You're smelling it first. Smelling it with your mouth open, with your mouth closed. Try different nostrils. Try it out.
That went all the way down here, all the way here.
That's right where it goes.
What?
Yeah.
But why should
anatomy?
Why? Basic anatomy. But why should you feel it all the way down there? Isn't it like tearing apart your lining or anything? Or no?
No. It's medicinal.
Oh, like Vicks Formula 44.
See, exactly. Sometimes it feels a little punchy when you start out, and then you feel better.
All right, so man,
if I recall what John sent you to, this might not all be the lowest proof stuff. So I think that.
This is not Training Wheels whiskey night. This is weekly whiskey. This is your medicinal dose.
Probably.
This is whiskey you drink out in below zero temperature. You're warming up.
Yep.
Well, la-dee-da.
So do you just have the two glasses, or do you want to pour a bunch of them and try to rate them? What would you like to do in your choose your own adventure here?
Well, I wish I had more glasses. I could get plastic glasses, but no. Or could we just sip it out of the little bottles?
We just need a glass.
No, use a glass.
Oh, we can just get a glass, put it into a glass. Okay. You mean like a glass to put this into? Yeah. Okay. Because I don't have to go anywhere, but
In the meantime, Pat asked a great question there in the chat that I think we can hit on real quick. If you want a wheated bourbon, I'm actually a really big fan. Old Elk has a wheated bourbon. If you are okay going to up the wheat a little bit, I think Bernheim makes a great wheat whiskey. The difference there being that a wheated bourbon is going to be still 51% corn with a little bit of wheat. The Bernheim wheated whiskey is 51% wheat with a little bit of corn and like rye and barley and stuff like that. But
Old Elk makes a pretty good wheat whiskey as well.
They do. But
Bernheim's
been
a little bit more
famous as
bendy.
$30. I think Old Elk's
exactly
on that 60 mark.
Totally. I mean, if you know for sure that you're into the weeded stuff too, everything coming out of Makers is weeded. So if you look for like the Makers 101, which Jay and I both reviewed pretty positively, Makers 46, which is going to be a little bit different because it's got their stay finish to it, but the Makers cask strength, if you want something with a little more punch to it, I think the Makers line has a pretty decent set of offerings for weeded stuff that's available damn near everywhere. So that's a pretty good one to look at too.
And if you like high proof, their cast strength just cannot be beat for $40.
Yeah, it's been doing really good.
All right, so
Okay.
got these nice mugs that somebody made me. Look at that, homemade mugs. Yeah, look at that. Look at there's Bravo with a bird in his mouth.
Oh man,
And there's my other dog.
That's beautiful.
Somebody who follows Steve Ranella. Can you read that?
some animals just think more, and I'm one of them. Classic.
They nominated me. I'm the director of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
That's beautiful.
The Ranella Poodle's campaign.
Yep.
I love it.
One of their listeners made everybody that's been on the show a bunch of mugs. So anyway, we got like spare.
That's great. I do believe that the ATF should be
Outstanding.
the name of a store and not an agency. I think that'd be a good time.
That'd be great. I bet you they have one in Texas. You don't even know about it. All right. So now, were we supposed to guess what we thought it was? Because I'm going on you for a guess.
I don't know what it is. I just
You don't necessarily need to guess what it is. I mean, if you want to share some tasting notes, what you thought it was in there, that's fine. If not, it's also, I mean, this is a no pressure tasting. This is just to get you experience in the whiskey world and enjoying some quality whiskey.
Well, you know what's funny? That's my third little sip.
Yep.
That didn't burn going down, and it was pretty sweet in my mouth.
right.
See? It's medicinal.
Yeah. That really isn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm new to bourbon, what would you recommend? Being brand new, I mean, you don't want to go get dented up on buying expensive bottles. I would take a look at things like Wild Turkey 101, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Depending on what market you're in, where you're at, things like Buffalo Trace. I don't think you could do too much damage in the under $30 range. I would stick around there and bang around with some of those major brands. Try those out, Ben.
Oh, we don't see the comment.
All right. So do you want me to reveal these as you go, or do you want me to reveal them at the end?
Jill. Hi, Jill.
Yeah, Jill was in here a minute ago. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think we could do a reveal as we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you guys just got involved with there is the Alberta Premium. Did we
It was
lose
what?
it on? Oh,
There
there
we
we
go.
go. Alberta Premium. It's a cask strength rye. It's 132 proof.
Is that Canadian?
Canadian rye, yeah.
Yeah.
Should have said, because I was thinking you're drinking it in cold weather. I'm betting it's
You
Canadian.
did say that. Yep.
All right,
So
we
that's,
can win for that one. That's check team Holden.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Yep.
I'll take
I
it.
think that is a definite a move in the right direction. How's that sound?
Yeah. Now what's this one?
361.
Oh, the old 361.
Right.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Classic 361. Yep.
Just a spritz. There you go. Oh, easy. I got 300-foot walk back to the house.
Is that
Just
all?
Start aiming a little to the right.
You got me for a guide.
There
Yeah.
you go.
On each side, we'll stumble and go straight.
All right. Let me see.
So now I don't know if it's the glass that you gave me. Or...
Well, it's from the kennel. I mean,
I'm
probably
like,
the same glass I used with that fantail whiskey.
smells like apple.
Mm-hmm.
The green bottle Weller anywhere close to the 12. No, they're a totally different product. I mean, you're talking about, again, it's a weeded mash bill for the folks there. We're talking about weeded, but no, they're going to be wildly different. Pat, I wonder if he's in either Texas or Ohio, where they're just swimming in green label Weller. But anyway,
The Sea of Special
those
Reserve.
are, the sea of special reserve indeed. If you're getting that at retail for like $25-$26, it's fine. It's a really divisive brand. You're going to find a ton of people love it, a ton of people hate it, and a lot of weird in-betweens. So yeah, he's in Texas.
Oh, I hear some wheezing.
If you buy it and like it, that's cool, man. But it's nothing like the 12-year. The 12-year is a noticeable step up.
Need
No, I just gotta get a beer.
Better be the bird of rye. Definitely bird of rye.
Uh,
All right. So, there.
There, now you're getting back to normal. This will set you back straight.
Well, I have to have a chaser. So
Sure.
I can tell you.
So do we just give up on the Norland glass, the whiskey glass, and we're just going to use coffee mugs now?
Well, you could. We didn't want to rinse. Should we rinse it out and then use it again?
Well,
I tell you what you could do is just, if whatever you don't finish from it, just dump into the coffee mug and set that to the side.
There you go.
Then use your proper tasting glass. You'll be fine with a little bit of.
You want to save it? Do you want this stuff?
residue won't kill you.
All right. Well, let me go with the coffee mug taste first.
Oh yeah, you might as well warm up a little bit.
I smell like a piece of firewood in here.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Is
I
there
heard
actually
some
a piece
apple
of firewood
before.
in there?
I don't taste an apple.
Well, I don't taste the apple, but I get it on the nose. But again,
This smells like Folgers, though.
it's got a good roastiness to it.
Right?
Yeah.
Some
That
maybe
medium
all of a
roast.
sudden, I'm seeing Juan Valdez walking around out here. God almighty. All right. I'm going to tell you
Good
that I
question
like.
came in here from Ben.
I-
Yeah, the glass really does make a huge difference on tasting overall. So that's why we usually drink from some really highfalutin.
I went back to that
glassware.
first one. What was that one? Alberta?
Yeah.
Alberta Premium Rye. It was 132 proof cask strength
Oh,
rye.
dang it.
It's a
But-
limited edition. It's not super available, but really tasty.
So that one tastes better on my lips than, and I don't want to blame the coffee mug.
You can.
Yeah, whatever old number 351 is, 361.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm voting for right now. Alberta Rye's got the win on that one.
Okay.
Okay.
You agree?
Yeah.
See, I'm learning.
Well, that doesn't mean
That doesn't mean I'm learning.
You guys can disagree too. It's fine. I mean, there's no right answers on these. It's just whatever you prefer. These are all good. I didn't send you anything that's bad to trip you up or anything like that. I mean,
Oh, there's
these
no
are all things that are
no
tasty.
whole Foresters or anything. Or what do we used to drink? Oh God, at the bar, at the Woodshed Bar in Chicago on Southwest Highway. It was just VO, right? Just isn't that just a brand of whiskey, VO?
Oh, by Seagram's?
Yeah, Seagram's VO.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
rough.
that's well. That my nickname was Sleepy.
well, it'll get you there. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it got me.
That's right.
It put me to sleep because everybody would do shots, and of course, when you had enough beer, you started doing a shot, and then, boy, that stuff was. You could put it in your Zippo lighter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever called Seagram's VO smooth. Yeah, at least that I know of. It's not bad, but man, yeah, you gotta be like ready for it and ready to tango.
Yeah. I think I would prefer to not involve myself with it if I could. If I could skip it.
Definitely would go better with soda pop, probably, right?
Yeah, yeah. Seagram's and soda, definitely. That's how they ended up there.
Yep.
The ginger ale.
And
Yeah, there's
last
a reason
time
why that's a thing.
I put that fantail on the rocks, and then by the time I got a little water mixed in with it and everything, it was much more doable.
Okay.
But what's the right way? I mean, like, if there's a whiskey snobberish to anything or bourbon snobberish, is it always just neat like that? Just is that the way?
Yeah, I mean, if you
do
really
it?
want to draw a line in the sand, yeah, neat would be the way that most enthusiasts are going to be drinking it. But I mean, realistically, I would rather see you take an extremely expensive bottle of whiskey and mix it with Coke than I would see somebody drink like vodka or something stupid like that. So,
Yeah.
however you want to drink it is the right
Apologies to all of our Russian listeners.
Yeah, terribly sorry, comrades, but this is a whiskey show.
Needles under here somewhere from the
No.
last. Yeah, right there.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, Adam drinks that. What is that thing he drinks all the time with the copper glass? The mules.
Oh yeah, mules are really big. Really,
we could do a Kentucky mule with whiskey.
Yeah, Kentucky mule with whiskey. Really, people kind of like to draw a line because ice, when you cool down your drink, you're actually reducing how your tongue is perceiving it. So the colder something is, the more closed off it is to your tongue. So personally, when it gets above like 80 degrees, I love to throw a bunch of ice in a glass and a bunch of whiskey and go sit in the hammock and stuff. So like, I think there's a way to drink whiskey for every single mood,
Sure.
And like John and I drink whiskey constantly. Like if we just drank neat whiskey all day, every day, we'd be so tired of it by this point. So
see, that doesn't happen with beer.
True. I do feel bad. Last time I had a Miller Lite queued up. This time my fridge is empty. I just got back from vacation and no Miller Lite to be seen.
So I'll reveal this one to you here. This is actually a bottle that Jay and I have also reviewed together here on the show. It's a Whistlepig 10-year single barrel. It's actually 16 years old. It's just bottled under their 10-year label. So this is 106.5 proof. And it's a 16-year-old Canadian rye.
Really?
Canadian.
So that's. I'm not going with that.
When you say that you were getting this like
Whistlepig,
oaky,
it's all a funny name.
Whistle missiles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's smoother for sure.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, see, is that because of the alcohol?
Well, it's also, I mean, a 16-year-old barrel.
Quite a bit older.
A good amount of age on it. So when you say that you get that like campfire smokiness to it, that actually makes plenty of sense. It's spent a lot of time in new charred oak.
And if I'm not mistaken, it spent more than double the Alberta.
Yeah, right? They don't age date the Alberta, I don't believe.
I think that's only 6 or 7 years old. So this is potentially almost triple the age, which is why it's going to have like a lot more woodiness and tannin and pepper and stuff like that, which may not give it such a smooth impression.
So what's next, gentlemen?
Pick one, Steve. Old number 42.
42.
I can't remember.
Taffy's digging the smell.
Taffy's.
Taffy likes 42.
I like Taffy. Yeah, Taffy's got it going on.
Yeah, she's got good instincts, obviously.
My dog runs away from booze the moment she smells it.
Really?
I left a glass of whiskey on a bar stool once, and she got up, and I got to watch her stick her tongue in it for the first time, and it was just immediate regret. She thought she was getting into something good. That tongue hit the whiskey, and it was just immediate regret. And she like scampered off to the other room and was like rubbing her face on the carpet and like paws and like, yeah, she's not a whiskey drinker.
No, I don't think many dogs would be or should be probably.
No, but they do like beer though.
Yeah, she does like beer. She can hear beer, like she can hear you open a beer across the house, and she just comes like
yeah,
get it in right in.
I guess that tells you something about
this
beer
one.
drinkers.
This one smells better than the second one.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So let's talk about what you think is better about it. What do you like in there?
It's more dull on aroma.
Dull.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because that's why I would like it though.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Ron, when you say you like this one better, is there something that you could pick out that makes you think that it's leaning in your direction more? I mean, is there a sweeter, a spicier? Is there something in there that you like?
Yeah, I don't know but I don't know the words to describe it, but now it could be because it's my third little sip of something, but it smells, oh God, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't, nothing jumps out at me other than it just smells like whiskey. Like,
okay. It could be worse.
What do you smell?
Well, I taste like more vanilla.
Vanilla?
And like perceived sweetness then.
Perceived sweetness. Let me see.
Okay. It's like a little on the sweeter side, maybe a little less fruity, a little less woody.
I can tell you now, number 3, because I can't believe I've already built up a tolerance in 15 minutes.
See? Easy as that. When you start out with 132 proof.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe we're working our way, because this is This I would say, like, if I was in the sauna and I just wanted a little something after the sauna.
There you go. That's a good sauna pour.
Okay.
That is really not bad. I mean, for my inadequate palate.
You would drink that again.
Right. Like if I was at your house and you said, well, there's the one you liked before, I'd be like, okay, I can sip on that. Yeah.
Well, figure out what
it's probably only 20 proof.
No.
No.
I don't think John owns anything under like 40 proof.
A whiskey liqueur.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that to you, Ron. I like you too much. So this here is
that one I'm finishing.
This is a discontinued product, actually. You'll have a hell of a time finding it. But if you do, buy every bottle you see. It should be right around $50. It's Bulleit 12-year rye.
Oh.
So this is
Bulleit.
a 12-year-old rye, 92 proof, distilled in Indiana. And they've discontinued this. So, again, if you see it on the shelf, my recommendation is to buy all of them. And then to email me. Because I want one.
You know what? When I was in South Dakota, one of my listeners came out. We have a hosted pheasant hunt every year.
Yeah.
He brought me, and it was on my birthday this year, and he brought me a bottle of Bulleit, but there's a lot of Bullets, right? Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they've got, I think, 7 or 8 different brands or lines.
If it was orange, it was the bourbon. If it was green, it was the rye.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'm familiar with.
If it was black, it was one of the single barrels or barrel strength or one of the blenders.
Yeah, I think it was like more like off the shelf, but anyway, he's from Indiana, Ohio area, and he brought that up. Yeah. And everybody enjoyed the hell out of it.
Dude, Bulleit, they bottle a great product. I like
that could get me in trouble.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one a whole bunch. Actually, I have feelers out trying to locate more of it right now because I like that one.
Oh, are you hunting for that?
Oh,
okay. All right. Well, we'll talk. We'll talk afterwards.
Let me ask you a question. So when you said it was Bulleit, what was it called?
It's just the Bulleit rye, but it's their 12-year rye, I mean, a lot of whiskeys are not age stated, meaning they don't tell you like this has a 12 right on it. It tells you how old it is. A lot of whiskeys don't do that. And so that's sort of the magic in what the product is. You don't know what it is, you don't know how old it is. But when there's something age stated, the youngest product in that bottle could be 12 years.
Okay.
So when they don't have any more 12-plus-year-old whiskey to make that product anymore, they can't sell it. So it's discontinued.
Because so do you guys do like American pickers? Like you hit little liquor stores
all the time.
And that sounds like fun.
So you start traveling, you're in a different state, you got to see what they've got available.
Oh man.
Go up to the UP or something and you might find that.
Dude, the UP is loaded. There's so many great spots up there.
That's exactly why I brought it up. I mean, everybody in a UP is loaded.
Also that. Yeah. I mean,
there is also that.
Every road trip.
You want to tackle this question here from Patman real quick?
Yeah, definitely. So the main differences between Indiana and Kentucky seems to typically be mash bill. Kentucky is going to use a very, very standardized mash bill. Really, kind of the big difference is that Indiana is all coming out of MGP for the most part. There's a little bit of craft distilleries, but MGP has 2 really big mash bills, 36% rye, 21% rye. They have a very similar flavor profile. So if you like the flavors you're getting out of Indiana, it's probably because you like what MGP is producing, and they make a great whiskey.
Yeah. MGP, formerly Seagram's.
Yeah, formerly LDI.
This is like a no-joke factory. Like they are churning out buku whiskey. This is not like a small distillery that's making a few products here and there. Like nearly any product that you find on the shelf that says distilled in Indiana was made at this place.
They're doing
regardless of what brand is on it.
They're doing 500 barrels a day, which is nothing to sneeze at. But Kentucky has a little bit more of that climate. They have a little bit more variance in mash bill. You're going to see a lot of different methodologies from different producers. But if you like Indiana, stay in your lanes. Stick with Indiana. Yeah. There's a lot of great stuff coming out of MGP.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, what's up, Steve, Mr. Pourmeister? What do we got?
Up to the Hoosier State, man. I like that one.
The Pourmeister. I like that. Yeah, Bulleit does some great stuff. But every road trip I take probably takes an extra 2 hours because we're always stopping it.
MGP is the General Motors of distilling. That's a good way to put it, Conforte.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, what is there a biggest distillery in the country, or is it out of the country?
No, I believe it's got to be Beam right now, I think.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't Beam. Yeah. I mean, the amount of product that they have got. I mean, like they have their own like craft distillery on site, like the Beam Craft Distillery, which makes more than most actual craft distillers could ever even have a shot at distilling.
Yeah. I mean, as far as whiskey producing goes, it would be hard to top what Beam is doing here in the US. There are Scotch distillers who are doing quite a bit, like Kalila on the island Isla out in Scotland has a massive volume, but American bourbon is almost about as big as it gets. And right now there's more barrels of bourbon just sitting in a warehouse than there are people in Kentucky.
Good God.
In fact, there's more bourbon barrels than people, horses, and cows in Kentucky combined. Like, it's just off the rails.
Do they co-pack that for other people, for other names? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could be like a non-distilling producer, an NDP, who actually, I mean, Bulleit, for example, didn't distill this. They didn't actually create the whiskey.
Oh.
So they sourced the whiskey from Indiana to bottle as their product. So, and that's totally common. It's not like a one-off thing that they just happen to do. That's a very common practice in the whiskey world.
Let me ask you this. Now, I know Steve knows the beer brewing world really, really well, and I don't know dick about it. But if you make 50 barrels or 100 barrels of this, is it all going to taste the same to somebody who really knows it, or will they say, yeah, it's okay, or will there be ups and downs with it, or will it be consistent?
So you'll get some variance with every barrel, and that's because of where the wood is coming from and, the construction of the barrel. If you are aging like a similar mash bill in a similar barrel in a similar place, you can generally expect to get, like, if you have 50 barrels, you can expect the majority of them to be what we call on profile, which means they taste as you'd expect them to.
Right.
You might get a couple that are either maybe a little bit leakier, or there's some different wood mixed in, or, from different trees or different lots or different regions. But for the most part, bourbon is fairly consistent. Like, you're not going to get, and when we talk about finding a weird single barrel that tastes different, it doesn't taste like a completely different spirit. Like, barrels are fairly consistent. There's definitely differences, but you're not going to get one that tastes like, I don't know, gin or something. Like it generally is going to be very, very similar. And that's kind of the work of barrel, like the managers and stuff, is to ensure that everything that's still aging is aging as you want it to. And if you don't like it, then you pull it out and put something else in and stuff like that.
I want to address Jill's comment. Have you ever tried Thomas S. More? In Chicago, that was the name of a grammar school. St. Tommy Moore, and they were the toughest Irish kids in the neighborhood.
Really?
But, yeah. I mean, if somebody was from Tommy Moore, if they had a Tommy Moore jacket on, you got on the other side of the street.
Interesting.
them nuns whipped them kids so bad they were looking for a fight the minute they got out of school.
So funny. On the whiskey side, it's pretty good whiskey. It should be about $68.99 on the shelf. I like the port wine and the Cabernet Sauvignon cast best, but the Chardonnay is interesting too. That's distilled at Barton, 1792.
This one, guys.
Next.
This was 624.
Yep.
I can't get that one down. I just can't get it down. I'm trying, but that one, it's burning the inside of my mouth before it burns my esophagus.
It's fiery.
Okay, so give it a second and just give it a swirl in the glass. Let it swirl right around, and then give it a minute. You don't have to rush through this one.
I kind of like it.
It
warms, yeah.
It warms.
It warms, yeah. It definitely will.
Yeah.
There's
It
no
will do
surprise
that.
there.
We're gonna have shirts and skins team here pretty soon.
That is exactly the type of show we were looking for, so that'll all work out great.
This is
I'm drinking this with just a big old steak.
That's it.
Yeah.
I like the way you work, Steve. I like the way you work.
Yep.
This is I think my favorite rye whiskey of all time.
Really? Wow. Shows how immature my palate is.
I mean, it is a bruiser. It is an absolute just hog.
Yeah, this is a no joke whiskey.
I like it.
Well, here,
Steve,
finish
you've
that
got
one.
good taste.
Here, we'll switch
Well,
glasses.
I'll save this. For
Yeah,
later.
save that one. Save that little
Yeah.
sample bottle.
Save that one for after I tell you what it is.
Maybe we should send them a bunch of beer and do this in reverse and see what they do. See
Oh,
what-
hell yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah.
Yeah, I can ship some stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah,
Then
totally.
it'd really be like shoe on the other foot. I think that'd be fun.
Right.
And then I have to drink it out of a boot.
Pair the beer with the whiskey.
Oh,
Oh,
is there such a thing?
Yeah, we can do that.
it sounds dangerous, but I like it. I've never done a double fist tasting. Like,
We might need to record that one offline on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
And then do some
Sharing
edit.
whiskeys and beers on Tuesday could get a
I'll
little
get,
bit
I'll
spicy.
get,
It's true.
I'll get Dave Utzinger to come over here. Well, they could go sideways real quick. We did a
Sounds like a good
we did
party.
a Facebook Live podcast. He brought over 3 kinds of moonshine.
Oh,
geez.
yeah, that did get out of hand.
That got out
You
of
guys
hand.
spent half the time pissing yourselves.
Well, if you ever hunted with the guy, you'd know why.
It was entertaining as hell, though. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, I can't get around that one. I can't.
That's fine.
Oh, give me
So
that.
that is the Thomas H. Handy from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. That's this year's release. It's 129 proof. And that is a straight rye whiskey from Kentucky. And it is something that you would not want to have to buy.
The fun
Real-
part is it has all this flavor. It's only 6 years old. That's what this is.
Yeah.
The antique collection is 5 bottlings every year, and they're all extremely expensive. And this one is the youngest, and it's a rye, and it's a barrel proof, and I love it.
Okay, explain rye for. I know your listeners know what that is, but I don't know what you keep saying. Ryes
Oh yeah.
are
Yeah,
all.
so
No.
no, so what we did here with this flight that we sent is I sent all rye whiskey and Jay sent all bourbon whiskey. So they're both whiskeys, but they just come from different mash bills, meaning the recipe, if you will.
Mhm.
So rye whiskey is going to be 51% or more rye grain in the mash bill. So it's going to be made up of more than half rye. Some of these are more, like the Bulleit 12 years, 95% rye.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, these need to be at least a minimum of 51% rye in the recipe there.
You know, like this.
And so these are all rye whiskeys that you're going through, which tend to be a little bit more on the spicy side. And when you get like these higher proofs in there, you get a little bit of the fruity notes with it, some of the oak spice too, but they could be a little bit punchy.
Yeah.
Can be a lot punchy.
They were supposed to be a nice yin and yang here with Jay sending bourbon and me sending rye, but since certain things just don't always line up the way you want logistically, tonight is a rye kind of night.
Well, we could do a bourbon one later whenever it shows up. No matter.
Perfect.
Yeah, it sounds good. The
You guys start at 9 o'clock because whiskey. Do you need anything to chase? Or are you good?
I feel naughty doing this right now.
You should.
this is like kind of the part of the night where we've gotten done what we need to get done for our day jobs and our after day jobs, and dinner's wrapped up, and John's kids and stuff are asleep, but we're evening drinkers for the most part.
Yep.
Yeah.
So flexible depending on the day.
No, that one does. Yeah, Steve can have the rest of that bottle. That one. That
I
one
will.
He's a lucky guy.
You will.
There you go.
I think the last year I was able to get my paws on a bottle of the Thomas Handy was 2012. John got super lucky this year. 'Cause he's
I did.
a bastard.
I am.
I have to ask. You said it. You don't want to have to buy it, but
You don't.
do we just don't talk dollars and cents on that?
Oh, if you want to talk dollar, I mean, it depends. So there's liquor control states, meaning that the state sets the pricing and availability and that for liquor, which like all of New England is control states.
Mhm.
So if you're getting something in a control state, you have to win like a special release lottery to have a chance to buy the bottle, and then you could buy it at the retail price. But if you don't live in a control state, which is the other, I don't know, like I think there's 17 control states, and so the rest are all independent, and they're like, so then you're kind of battling against supply and demand. And these things are extremely limited. I mean, you're talking $600, $700, $800, $900 easy for a bottle of that.
You know what? My Uncle Ernie used to come from Saginaw. Michigan used to be a controlled state.
They still are.
It is still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Illinois isn't.
No.
Because my Uncle Ernie, this is when I remember this when I was a kid. My dad worked part-time at Monty's Liquors and bartended and worked the cash register on the weekends. And my Uncle Ernie would come from Saginaw, Michigan, and he would fill up his trunk. He had a big Fury, like a 1968 Fury. And I mean, you could put 5 kids go to the drive-in and hide in the trunk.
Yeah.
He would go to Monty's Liquor with my dad and buy cases of liquor.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
So that is not an uncommon practice. If you live adjacent to a state that is either, so like Maine is a control state, but we are not state-run liquor. So it's independent retailers, but they're, sort of forced. Their hand is forced anyway by the state, who says these are the only things that you can actually put on your shelf, and this is what they cost. So the retailer has no say in it. And then there are states like New Hampshire where is state-run system. So all the liquor stores are state stores. So the state controls everything all the way down. And in so doing, they usually keep their prices really, really low. So you'll have folks that will swing over to New Hampshire. Don't know any folks that would do this. And they scoop up the same things for, about 15% cheaper.
Damn.
And you could usually do pretty good that way. But I mean, again, you're battling against a massive retail system where everybody's buying stuff cheaper. So that you're not going to find super rare stuff on the shelf at a place like that.
I like this one better than that last one.
Okay.
But I still like that Bulleit. I'm
Okay.
going to be American Pickers. I'm going to be looking around for that Bulleit.
You should. I'll send you a good picture of it so you know exactly what you're hunting for.
I will. You send me a picture of it, and I will post it on my Instagram, and I'll put it on my podcast. And I'm going to have people send me Bulleit. I'm going to turn into a full-fledged.
You're going to drink it with Coke?
Yeah.
If that's the way you like it.
Diet Coke.
Right.
I don't
Well,
want to
yeah.
get weight.
Let's be serious here. Diet Coke, obviously.
A good ginger ale always works well too.
Yeah, especially with the rye.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, what do you think of this one, Steve?
A lot of fruity notes on the nose.
Yep.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. If you told me there was apple in there, I might believe you.
More like dried fruit stuff.
Oh, like kumquats?
Well,
Ooh. Oh. 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 Oh.
I thought you had already drank it.
No, I've been smelling it. It smells great.
I'm not surprised that you.
Wow.
And
This one's straight up racing car fuel here. Ooh.
See, this is exactly why I didn't tell you an order to drink them in, because if I had, I would have done them from lowest to highest proof, which you, I don't think it would have done you any good with this.
Oh.
This is not the highest proof. Oh, is it?
I
No,
don't think
this
it
is not the highest proof out of the lot at all.
The first one was?
Well,
It
I
was
think it hit pretty good.
Yeah, I think the first one was.
Now,
Yeah.
would it be a sin against God and man to take the bottoms of all these bottles and
Oh.
put one thing?
blend them up.
Not
John and I spend an
We do
egregious
that
amount of
stuff all the
time
time.
blending shit together just for
Yep.
the fuck of it.
Yep,
All the
just
time.
to see what's what.
I was in North Carolina a couple weeks ago with a good friend of mine that you met, Bill Walters, one time,
Yep.
and he loves all the beers that Steve does. If it's dark, heavy, strong, 13% beer, he loves them. He's had a kick way back though with a little. Well, he's 10 years older than me, and he's just had a kick back. But we went to a bar in North Carolina, and he got a porter, and I think it was like 13%.
Ooh,
Barrel aged.
that's a big porter.
And,
Yeah.
and I had just something off the bar tap, and I kept trying. I tried like 3 different ones, and I actually liked all of them, which is pretty good. You know,
That is surprising.
it is surprising. One of them was almost kind of reddish looking, but He ended up, because he didn't want to finish his beer, he poured that into mine, and it was like the best beer ever.
Got a Boilermaker going. I like it.
It was the best beer ever. I was like, oh my God, we could stay. You keep getting a half a glass of that, and I'll get a pint of that.
Can we start getting these mixed, please?
50-50, sir. That's
black
great.
Where's the Bulleit? Which one was the Bulleit? What number was the Bulleit?
What?
Bulleit was 42.
42.
42.
Oh, we got.
The
right.
universal number.
Yeah, I'm going back to Bulleit.
Okay.
Good spot to be. That's a great rye.
Man,
What's the last one though?
what was
The
that?
last one
69.
is a Willett Family Estate single barrel rye, 119.2 proof, 7 years old. So this was another single barrel selection. This one was done by the Bourbon Pursuit podcast guys.
Oh, that's right.
This is another one you wouldn't want to have to try to buy. Just
Especially-
availability. And
What was the name of this barrel?
this was the
Is it the Red Hot or the other one?
the Red Dragon.
Red Dragon. All right. That explains Ron's
It's not
experience
exactly
there.
street legal.
Yeah. You give it a silly name, and I ain't gonna like it.
I
Bulleit?
more meant breathe and fire, but you're definitely on par there too with the naming.
Yeah, the Bulleit. That's a great name for a whiskey. That's a
Mhm.
great
Yeah.
Bulleit.
Bulleit.
That's a great name.
Bulleit.
Yeah.
Frontier whiskey, my friend. Yeah, Bulleit has a amazing
Bulleit.
facility in Shelbyville.
The
Kentucky.
bartender says, "If you don't watch your P's and Q's, I'll give you a bullet."
That's right.
Out of a John Wayne movie.
What kind of bartender are you?
I grew up in Chicago, Steve.
Oh,
Every drink
that,
you go.
that checks out for Chicago these days.
I'm
Yeah,
telling.
certain neighborhoods.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
neighborhood. Did I ever tell you guys I was held up in Chicago twice at gunpoint when I was driving a beer truck?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Did you own the truck, Ron, or was this a truck that you borrowed?
No, I was a Teamster driver for Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Nice.
I got held up twice on my route. Yep. Chased one guy down and shot at him with a 25 automatic. I don't think I ever shared that on my podcast.
This is a good place to get all the dirty little secrets out, I guess.
Wow. Did you hit him?
Nope. I hit the garage, and I used to take people on my motorcycle. It was only about 3 or 4 miles from my house, and I said I'd tell the story, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, bullshit." And the bullet keyhole, which means the bullet flipped because it was a little Saturday night special.
Yeah.
It was a perfect silhouette of a 25 auto bullet in the siding of this garage right above the Camaro that he pulled away in. You never heard me tell that story?
No, not the whole thing, I don't think.
Let's get a couple more pours of Bulleit into them, see what happens.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what happened.
Oh man. Okay.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like Bulleit. I mean, like
That Bulleit's good stuff.
really, like all the rest of it, like, but that's,
All right. Well, we'll get this.
to get me for Father's Day, son-in-law.
Probably can't find that one, but
Well, you
Don't
can
worry.
try.
You send me a message, we'll make it work.
You've
Of
got-
the four.
Got a month.
I'll get you one with a nice green label on it.
What does that mean?
That's just
Usually the
regular-
green label indicates that it's rye.
Okay. And this is rye.
Correct.
All these are rye.
You got to pay attention.
Well, it's not my forte.
It's a good thing I'm here.
That's why I got you here. They would have closed this thing down 20 minutes ago.
I'm trying to dig through here to see if I've got a good shot of that Bulleit 12 handy. I'll send it over to you here, Ron, after the show.
What is it?
I'll
Oh,
get you a good image of that Bulleit 12 so you know exactly what it is you're tracking down because
Tell you,
you
I
want to
will
make sure you
put
get
on
the
my-
right one.
Next Sunday on my intro, I'm going to tell all my listeners to find me a bottle of that shit, and you watch it. They'll,
Somebody, then
Yeah,
someone-
somebody will find it.
Put out a hit, someone will get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If
That is.
you've got, which I know you do, if you've got audience in the Midwest, you'll find it. It's still sitting around.
We just got to find it, right? It's just like on some dusty shelf at.
Yep, some mom and pop store or some
It's
place
like
off the
7-Eleven.
beaten path. Yeah,
Some 7-Eleven in Arkansas is loaded up.
Yep. And if you see them, buy them all. We want them.
All right, I will put that caveat to it. If you find that, buy as much as you can of it.
That's the good advice. See, people are already going to start turning to you for all of their whiskey business.
Yeah, this is great.
Well, Steve Vernella's podcast today, I was listening to it today, and comes out on Mondays. And he gets all kinds of different sponsors like Army, Navy, Federal Credit, because I mean it's a huge podcast.
Yeah, massive audience.
And I can't remember the name of the cigar company. I'm gonna have to re-listen to it. But the name of the, I think it's like not American Cigar. It's like the big cigar, it's like not J&R, but it's one of those, big cigar distributors.
Sure.
So they decided to advertise on it, and he starts off the commercial with, "Ronnie, listen to this." So I'm gonna have to get a hold of them, see if they want to sponsor my podcast, because I had a cigar sponsor for a little while.
Oh, which cigar?
It was out of Chicago. Oh, I knew you'd ask that as soon as I said it. I can't remember. They got like 3 cigar bar stores with lower level, whiskey room and
okay,
like almost speakeasy kind of stuff.
Yep.
Casa.
That's pretty nifty.
Casa something.
If it's got Casa in it, it's probably good.
Yeah, Casa with an M. I'll find it. If I could.
Yeah, let me know. I do love like a good Padron, and some of the Camachos are okay. And
yeah, I got one somebody sent me here. This is one of my favorites right here.
Viaja is always really good.
True Estate Java.
Yeah, True Estate is really nice.
This is like having coffee without coffee. I mean, you can sit there with a glass of water and you got your morning coffee in there.
I'll try that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Jabra, and I think the Java's right, and I think, is it the Tobruk? The Tobruk?
Yeah, I've had that one too. Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't smoke as much as I used to, mostly because I drink a lot more whiskey now, and that kind of kills your palate. But yeah, there's some phenomenal cigars out there. Really good stuff. And someone mentioned too in the comments, the Pravada Cigar Club is a really good investment. They do a great job. So,
Pravada. Okay.
thumbs up from me for Pravada.
Where's that at? Is that a
They're an online kind of subscription. So like they do rare cigars. They're kind of like small batch cigar, which are more kind of boutique focused instead of like Cigars International and stuff. But they ship out, whether it's a variety of sticks from one producer or if it's a variety of the same style from a variety of producers. Really cool stuff happening there.
Yeah, I have to get into that more. I got 2 humidors. So problem is I smoke these little ones because I quit smoking cigarettes, and it's just something I can keep in my hand.
Right.
But when I want a good cigar, I want the whole hour to just to have that cigar.
That's like the pro. Like the pro, oh, this cigar is going to last 90 minutes. And the con is like also like, oh, man, the cigar is going to last 90 minutes, if you're trying to. But really good stuff there.
Yeah, you don't mow the grass with that cigar.
No.
That's why I have this kennel building. I can do whatever I want out here.
We got to go to cigar night at the brewery.
Which brewery?
The one I used to work at, Trail Point.
They got a cigar night?
Every once in a while. Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
Can we get an Uber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
Probably a great choice. So it looks like we're coming up right about the top of the hour here, Ron. I want to start to wrap this thing up. I want to say thanks again, guys, for coming in to go through these with us and try out a whole pile of crazy whiskey. Ron, I know that this is sort of a small step off the beaten path for you, but I appreciate that you're willing to do it and get involved with these things because it is really fun and the audience loves it.
I'm telling you what, I'm sure your audience knows a lot more than I do, but if any of my listeners, that a few of them jumped on tonight, that Bulleit is sweet shit. I like it.
Bulleit 12.
Rock on.
I like it. This could be a problem.
Well,
I don't call it a problem.
alcohol is a solution.
I call it an opportunity.
Technically it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good deal. So if you guys want to check out any more Ron stuff, you can catch him at the huntinddogpodcast.com or on Instagram at the Hunting Dog Podcast. Ron, is there anything else that you wanted to plug here? I don't know if you want to throw anything in there about the Outlaw Academy or anything.
People with new bird dogs, but we just started a friend of mine and I as a trainer. We put together a online dog training for pointing dog owners called the Upland Institute. but I'm not sure if that's going to translate to all the whiskey drinkers here. But if you know somebody with a bird dog and they don't know what they're doing, it's not a bad place to visit. But
The Upland Institute. Okay. You guys have a website?
yeah, just www. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Upland Institute. Okay. Very cool.
Institute. Yeah. And I like this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Thank you.
We
Yeah.
converted him. Jay, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We
Yeah.
got him. He's hooked. He's on the line.
We're done. I could
love
see
it.
I could see the cigar club and the Bulleit. I'm gonna put it out. I'm telling you, I'm putting it out with my listeners on Sunday. Somebody find me a damn bottle of this
You'll
shit.
get one next week.
I'll bet.
I love it. Cool. Well, guys,
Perfect.
it has been amazing to have you, Ron. Thanks for joining us again. Steve, it was an absolute pleasure. We'll talk about swapping beers. We'll get weird. But it's been great to have you guys. I'm glad you love the handy. That's my favorite rye of all time.
Yeah,
You like that one, huh?
that's okay. Yep, I'm gonna take that home.
So I have to find that for your birthday then. And I'm
You
not,
don't want to have to do that, Ron.
can I find that somewhere, or is that another one that's not
Not unless you want to throw $1,000 around.
He said
1,000
600 to 900.
In that range.
for a bottle or the whole truck?
I mean,
Let
This is for his birthday present.
Let me put it this way. It's my favorite rye, and I currently don't own a bottle, and it's
tell you
my
what.
job to own whiskey. So
I'll tell you what. You know your mother-in-law is about Christmas,
yeah,
right?
good luck.
I'm telling you, if I tell her that that's your favorite, I'll bet you that's in your Christmas stocking.
There's,
I could probably find you a cheaper favorite if you really want.
yeah, I'll take that bet. I'll take that.
amazing.
Is that are probably lower than that are more that are difficult enough. So,
Difficult enough.
difficult enough.
Well, we'll see if we can get some Thomas Handy in your stocking. But guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. If you're looking for more from John, you can find him at the Bourbon Finder on Instagram or thebourbonfinder.com. Really great stuff on his site. As always, I'm Jay from Whiskey Raiders. We have your articles, reviews, news, and we're the Rotten Tomatoes of whiskey. So come on over and check us out. But this has been an awesome episode of Weekly Whiskey, guys. It's been a pleasure to have you and the pups as well. And thanks for joining us. And cheers, everyone. It's been great to drink with you tonight.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye, Toffee.
Bye, Taffy.